And right now, I'm gonna invite dear Mr. Örjan to deliver a speech.
Thank you very much. Distinguished delegates and guests, some of us have met the previous year when we held the Congress in Stockholm, and I'm very happy to be invited here on behalf of the Swedish inventors. I will start with a provocation. I'll say that today's innovation systems are bound to fail because generally you cannot systemize innovation, at least not disruptive innovation. It goes without saying. Innovation, inventing, creating, starts not as a systemized thing. It comes from individuals. I'll share you a secret. Innovations come from individuals. In fact, approximately 5% of a population is considered to be serially creative. And this has nothing to do only with the invention or innovation market. It's the common denominator for all creative branches. They are defined by the capacity of solving complex problems, critical thinking, and extensive creativity. This is the case within the film business, within the music industry, within the fashion industry, designs. And if you fail to identify and acknowledge this when you set up your innovation systems or innovation strategies, you are bound to fail. There is no border for where or when where innovation or innovative or inventive minds are gathered. They are in academia, and they are also in the entertainment industry and among invention, research and development facilities within larger or smaller companies. Have you heard of the 7-year-old boy who got kicked out of school after only 3 months? He got tutored by his mother eventually and ended up having 2,332 patents. His name was Thomas Edison. Have you also heard about the guy who didn't make it through high school, who started doing odd jobs as a cleaner, working at McDonald's, odd jobs, and then went to India for years searching for himself? When he came back, he by chance started Apple company. His name was Steve Jobs. I could read a number of names here. Pierre Curie, Leonardo da Vinci, Benjamin Franklin, Mozart, Charles Darwin, Alexander Graham Bell, Henry Ford, Albert Einstein, Walt Disney, Ingvar Kamprad, the founder of IKEA, Steven Spielberg, Richard Branson, Bill Gates. All of these people have nothing to do with education. Rather, they were kicked out of school or never made it. But they were creative minds. And lo and behold, the World Economic Forum states that there are 3 major qualities that are required for the 4th industrial revolution. Those are the capacity of solving complex problems, critical thinking, and extensive creativity. And neurosurgeons and biosurgeons claim that there is a 5% of a population standing for this. And that's the secret of Google. Google has managed to surpass by twice as much. In only 9 years, they have surpassed ABB, one of the biggest companies or corporations in the world. In only 9 years, they have surpassed them, while ABB needed 133 years to accomplish their turnover. And the reason is that, quoting Eric Smith and Jonathan Rosenberg from Google, is that they have managed to attract those 5% of innovative people. And us here in this hall today, we represent mainly those, and we need to nurture them, and we need to persuade our governments to acknowledge them early at school, before they become criminals, dropouts. There are very talented criminals, believe me. I'm not one of them. I'm a composer mainly. But if we don't acknowledge and identify these people at low age and steer them right, as Marcelo and other people have mentioned, we're bound to lose the race. I will unfortunately also tell you that Sweden is slightly losing our uptrend, because we're investing approximately 3% of our GDP in the wrong place. We are assuming that invention comes from research, but those are two different areas, as you heard me speak of also last year. We need research, but a researcher per definition is not an inventor. It's not the primal cause, it's not the incentive for a researcher, scientist to invent. That comes as a consequence, at best. When you discover a new material or a new way of optimizing fuels, but the inventor, which is the marginalized person or individual, will not be above the radar, will not be identified unless we very practically make that happen. As Marcelo also mentioned, and I think we might have reasons to connect with the Technology Transfer Center, the IFIA Technology Transfer Center that we're setting up in Stockholm right now. Within this Technology Transfer Center, we will include something called the UTM Accelerator that will systematically turn thousands of innovative talents into general research and development personnel for nations, for corporations, for companies, and for communities, by identifying those in exactly the same manner as Google, 3M, Netflix, Spotify, and several very successful companies already do. Also, I am, for the moment, on behalf of the Swedish inventors, collaborating with the Chief Innovation Officer of perhaps the largest education corporation in the world, Navitas, SAE, because they have found that education itself must change. One of the biggest assurance and accounting firms in the world, Ernst & Young, recently changed their employment policy. They no longer look at first at the academic papers when employing, because they have discovered that they have lost so many problem solvers doing that. And this is not to discriminate people with high education, not at all, but it's not a guarantee. A high education is not a guarantee for a big capacity of solving critical problems. And that is what has been discovered also at Ernst & Young. We know already that the neurosurgeons and not the neurosurgeons, sorry, the neuro researchers and the scientists have discovered that there's a biological difference in serially creative people. They have a larger generation of dopamine, that is the award systems of the human brain. Also a larger number of serotonins, that is the carriers of thought, the signal substances. We also, I say we because I'm a composer of 2,500 works, we also have a narrower neural connection between our two hemispheres, the corpus callosum, which makes it easier or harder than for most people to be general. We choose either to focus mostly on our right brain half, making us visualize more, fantasize more, be critical to what is already existing, and thus inventing more or composing more or creating more, whatever. This could be an asset. This could be something to exploit for a nation or a company such as Google. And that is what the world needs to do, not least with the refugee situation, the climate change is already happening. I think I will stop there. I think the point is said. Thank you very much.